Hello, this is AstroKrys from CodaQueenAstrology, and today's video is going to be on the sun in the sign of Pisces. I am going to be completing a series on the sun throughout the zodiac signs, so don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know what your zodiac sign is so I can record your video next. I'd also like to invite you to my free astrology Facebook group where I do mini astrology readings on a monthly basis. And I also invite you to check me out on IG Live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. PST, where I have Ask the Astrologer segment in addition to reporting on the weekly forecast. See you there. So let's get started. The Pisces archetype. This is the last zodiac sign. And when the sun is in Pisces, this is an energy that is very hard to understand. It is very mystical, very mysterious, very dreamy. So let's tap into the meaning of the sun. The sun in our chart means the soul, your inner soul. It's your vitality. It also represents the father, authority figures in your life. It's a career indicator, and it's literally the core of your chart. It's where all the other planets are kind of centered around that energy. So you drive through the energy of that sun. Now, when you have the sun in Pisces, the sun gets softened with the energy of Pisces. The sun naturally is ruled by Leo, which is a fire sign, and Pisces is a mutable water sign. So it's much softer, much dreamier. And the reason why this sign is very misunderstood is because it's the last zodiac sign. And this sign rules things that are very deep to understand, such as spiritual meanings, undoings, secret enemies, escapism, spirituality in general. So what is God? Who is God? What is divine love? What is unconditional love? It rules all these deep subjects in life that don't really have a material, tangible object where we can hold in our hands and actually see it and feel it. These are all secret energies within us. And this is why the zodiac sign is so mysterious and so hard to understand, because it's very deep. Now, people with the energy of Pisces as their sun, their soul indicator, they're very compassionate, they're very intuitive. They actually connect with a lot of other people. They have many friends, but they require a lot of downtime. Now, Pisces, the sun is going to be influenced by where your Jupiter is placed, because Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. He's the traditional ruler. You can also look at where Neptune is placed, but you would look at Jupiter first. So an example, if someone has Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn, then the energy of Pisces is going to take a Capricornian feel to it. So it will change this sun and flavor it a little different. But just say the Pisces energy is influenced by a Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, then it's going to be way more intuitive, way more softer, because this Jupiter in the sign of Cancer is exalted. So depending on where this Jupiter is for the Pisces sun, you're going to get a lot of characteristics of how that Pisces sun is expressing itself, in addition to the house placement and the aspects that it makes. But as a general meaning to the sun in the sign of Pisces, this is a very misunderstood energy because of the fact that it's very deep. These people are very mysterious. They're actually seeking for the meaning of life. They can also be very creative, and it doesn't have to be tied in with art, but they could be very imaginative and problem solve in a very abstract way. Another trait that is very common with the Pisces sun is that they're very sacrificing. So they put themselves last and they assist and service others before assisting themselves. If the Pisces energy is very unbalanced in the chart, Then the negative qualities of the Pisces zodiac sign are present in the sun, which can lead to substance issues, alcohol issues, and also paranoia, OCDs, because they want to control their environment. The water energy in the sign of Pisces is mutable. It's not cardinal water, it's not fixed water, it's mutable water. And water is very unstable. It needs a vessel to find security. It needs a container. Or if not, it spreads and overtakes surfaces and it's massive. And when the energy of Pisces feels unstable beyond its mutability, then it can seek the energy from the polar opposite sign, which is Virgo, by overdoing things, being a little bit OCD and critical, and can stem off with some issues in regard to depression, which can then lead to other things, other recreational things. But a well balanced Pisces energy is very creative, very loving, very imaginative, very deep in their emotions, caring for others. They love photography, they love movies, they love dance, drama, music. Music is one of the number one things that I've always seen a Pisces sun love. All sorts of music. They have a weird and eclectic sense of or a collection of music artists. So their playlist is very interesting. And they also love all forms of painting. Paints are very strong with that Pisces energy. They tend to spend a lot of time in the creative pursuits. So they will tend to disconnect more often from day to day responsibilities to pursue creative forms and fashions of expressing themselves, in addition to always doing acts of service, maybe being of service to the family, to the parents, to friends, family, co-workers. They always want to help and be of service and actually get an ego boost, because Pisces energy with the sun is not such a big ego centered energy. It's more subtle, it's more dependent on kindness and intuition, versus the sun, where in the sign of Leo or any other fire sign, the sun shines very bright and it tends to want attention. In the sign of Pisces, it calms itself down. So, another good thing for the sun in Pisces is that they always seek spiritual development of some sort. They're highly mystical, and this is a highly psychic sign. A lot of people that have Pisces sun have psychic abilities or clairvoyant abilities more than other signs, and they're actually very powerful healers. They have a deep sense to heal and help humanity and help themselves. Now, if it's unbalanced, it can go the whole other way, and we described that earlier. So, as long as this Pisces energy is balanced, then we see that the spiritual drive and the spiritual healing is very strong in their character. They tend to be very private people as well and need a lot of downtime to recharge themselves. They're interested in all sorts of spiritual, esoteric subjects such as angels, astrology, psychic development, intuition development, pendulums, Reiki, crystal healing, dream journaling, and past life regressions. Hypnotherapy is actually really big too. This sign benefits from volunteering and assisting people in need, volunteering in charities that are dear to their heart, but they also have to have some boundaries. Now, the Pisces energy is known to not have very stable, clear cut boundaries. First, because they like to be of service to people. And if they're not being of service, they're actually feeling like no one is at service to them. So they're self-sacrificing and self-sabotaging themselves. When they're stuck in a state of mind, they also believe that they have a very hard life, and that's when you see some of the escapism and not being too connected to worldly material because they just want to disconnect as they feel they're being victimized. So it is a very hard energy to deal with when it's unbalanced. And this is why it's misunderstood, because we have the mystic, the creator, the actor, the drama. And then we get the people that are very stuck in the martyrism, very stuck in feeling like a victim and feeling like they don't belong in this world, feeling like they're alien, feeling like there's something better, there's a better life elsewhere, or they deserve something different and they can't change their circumstances. So they rather just disconnect. And a lot of them do have a connection to just unknown information, not as typical to the other signs. And depending on how they welcome this energy, they can either really embrace it and develop their intuition and their psychic abilities, or they can become scared of it and then even develop some other issues in regard to mental stability and stress and depression because they don't know how to handle all these feelings and all this information that they're just attaining from others. So they're very, very strong empaths. I like to see the sun in Pisces have an anchor to the energy of Aries. So if they have any planets in the sign of Aries or even planets in the sign of Aquarius, it kind of anchors the escapism tendencies of the Pisces energy by still allowing them to be soft, but then anchoring them down so they're not falling into the shadow energy of the sign. And I mean this with total respect because all the signs have good and bad. And I am a Pisces sun, so I do appreciate the Pisces energy, but I have become a victim to a lot of the good qualities and the bad qualities of Pisces. And I had to learn to deal with this energy throughout my life so I can better express this Pisces energy. And Pisces is like the chameleon. They kind of know a little bit about all the zodiac signs because the sun ends its journey in the 12th house in the sign of Pisces. The natural first house is a sign of Aries. So that is when the sun is born. That's the baby. Then it goes into Taurus, etc. And then travels all the way to the end of Pisces where it's reborn again. It is recreated. It is disconnecting from old patterns and beliefs and ready to be reborn a new person. And the cycle begins again. However, don't underestimate the energy of the Pisces sun. As calm and loving and compassionate and caring as they seem, they are connected to large amounts of water. That is the ocean. That is a mass amount of water. And we all know that in the middle of the ocean, there's tsunamis. We all know that in the middle of the ocean, there's storms. And Pisces energy can get very angry. It does have a temper. So most of the time, they keep their composure. However, if they do get poked and tempted, their compassion can shut down and they can express anger. They are ruled by Poseidon or Neptune. So in Greek mythology or Roman mythology, both of these gods were connected to the oceans, and he was known to have a really bad temper. He was not a god that you would undermined. And back in the days, you would travel by sea to get to other countries to attain spices and resources so you can enrich your own country. So you would pray to him to make sure that you had a good voyage, a good expedition. And if you did not have a good voyage, that's because you did not pay enough respects and homage to Poseidon or Neptune. So we do have to think about the mythology tied into this Pisces energy and the ruler of Pisces, which is Neptune and Jupiter. And Jupiter was known to throw thunderbolts at people. So the energy of Pisces, although very compassionate, can get angry, can get upset, and can get very explosive, but they're easily able to calm the waters and forgive and forget and not hold as many grudges. Overall, the energy of the sun in the sign of Pisces is neutral. Jupiter is a friend to the sun. So the energy of Pisces, and when the sun transits that sign, is not a malefic energy, and it's not a placement where the sun is in detriment, but it is a place where the sun is not shining bright. Now, the sun is also connected to intuition and creativity, so they do share some qualities that are neutral to both signs, which then makes the placement a fairly neutral place. Pisces is mutable water. The rulers are Jupiter and Neptune, and Pisces energy likes to be of service, likes to sacrifice, likes to be compassionate. It's mystic. And when it's not functioning well, it's ungrounded. It plays the victim. It suffers through sacrifice. It can become addictive, all sorts of addictions. It can be critical. It can be afraid to lose, and especially lose security. But when it's very balanced, it's empathetic, it's intuitive, it's sensitive, it's of service, it's imaginative, it's creative, it's extremely compassionate and devotional. So, thank you so much for being here. And if you liked this video, I would watch